Hello students, welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas. So friends, we have an application by the name CarriersCloud which you can go and download through the Play Store. And once you have downloaded, you can log in with your Gmail ID. And why I am suggesting you this application, because this is the one-stop solution for all the current affairs. This is the best of the best application and the platform where you can enhance your learning through help. Here you will be provided with multiple courses. Here you will be provided with multiple options of quizzes, and even you will be provided current affairs on daily basis. PDFs and quizzes will be provided to you on daily basis, both in Hindi as well as English. Here you will be provided current affairs with weekly basis and monthly basis also. Here remember, once you have done watching our video, then you can log in through this application, take out the PDF, read that PDF and go through the quizzes. That will enhance your preparation. Same you have to do for weekly and same you have to do for the monthly also. In monthly you will be provided with the top 100 important questions PDF and video also, that will enhance your learning, and it will be a very beneficial and important video for the revision perspective. And not just this friends, apart from this we also provide you banking and economic questions. We provide you state current affairs such as of Uttarakhand, UP, Tripura, Telangana and many more. Not just this, apart from this we also provide you topic wise current affairs, and the topics that we are providing you are really important. These topics are such as national affairs, international affairs, important days, sports, defense, science and technology, apps and web portals, obituary. These are the important topics that are being asked in various exams across India. So these are the topics that are must and should be covered and will be beneficial for the preparation of the students.
Hello everyone. So in this video we will be discussing important current affairs for the July month, and this will be an important session. We will be covering multiple topics, be it national affairs, international affairs, sports, defense, important days, obituary, banking and finance. So all the current affairs that will be benefiting in your exam preparation will be covered here. So let's start. First question is, which of the following personalities is not appointed to the panel of vice chairpersons by Rajya Sabha chairman Jagdeep Dhankad? So we know for the Rajya Sabha who is the chairman, Jagdeep Dhankad ji, right? And also remember that vice president has been appointed as the Rajya Sabha chairperson always, correct? And he is our vice president Jagdeep Dhankad ji, correct? And recently he has appointed 4 women to the panel of the vice chairperson of Rajya Sabha, correct? Basically 8 individuals were appointed here, out of which 4-4 ratio was maintained, that is 50-50 equal participation, to showcase that we are an equal nation and we are also promoting women here. So for that, for 4, that is 50-50 participation was done. And who are the 4 women who were appointed? Among these, tell me which one is not appointed, correct? So the option is Karnam Maleshwari ji, she was not appointed to this position. Rest, Sulata Dio, PT Usha, Fangom Konyak and Fauzia Khan. So these are the 4 women who were appointed to this panel, correct? And the panel reconstituted before the monsoon session contains a total of 8 members, correct? And out of which are 4 women. Next remember PT Usha, she became the first nominated member of parliament in Rajya Sabha, correct, to be nominated to the panel of the vice chairperson. I repeat, first women or first nominated MP in Rajya Sabha to be nominated to the panel of vice chairperson. Next, which among the following are correct with respect to the Sri Lankan president Ranel Singhs visit to India in July 2023? If we look at the option here, before that remember he made a 2-day visit to India. It was from 20 to 21st of July. He was welcomed by our Union Minister of State for External Affairs V. Muralidharanji, correct? And this was Vikas Singh's first visit to India after he was elected to the position of president of Sri Lanka in July, right? Next remember, both the countries together here celebrated the 75-year of anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relationship, and important things are mentioned here, ABC. So let's look at these options. First, during the visit, India and Sri Lanka adopted a vision document that was titled Promoting Connectivity, Catalyzing Prosperity, right? And this would strengthen the maritime sector, air sector, energy and people-to-people connectivity between India and Sri Lankan people that will basically enhance the economic ties, right? And the economy and the trade between these two countries will flourish. So option A is correct. B. MOU signed on renewable energy for Sri Lanka to achieve 70% power from renewable energy by 2030 was also signed. So yes, option B is also correctly mentioned here. Then C. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Sri Lankan President Ranil Singhs signed a network-to-network agreement on the acceptance of UPI in Sri Lanka, which will increase the fintech connectivity. So yes, option C is also correct, and this becomes also important question that to increase the UPI, in which country or in which neighboring countries recently India signed a network-to-network agreement. It was between India and Nepal, India and Sri Lanka, right? Next, so all these option A, B, C are correct here. Which among the following points are correct with respect to the Korea Open 2023 held in July 2023? So if we look at the option here, we are talking about men's single title, we are talking about women's single title, and then we are talking about the men's double title, right? So in men's single title, Anders Antonsen, he is from Denmark and he has won the men's single title. Similarly, for women's single title, NC Young, she is from South Korea and she has won the women's single title. And for the men's double title, remember Indian badminton players Swastik Sairaj Rankireddy and Chirag Sethi, they have won this men's double title by defeating the Indonesian players in the final, right? So all these options are correctly mentioned. Next, Government of India, they have approved the set to increase the annual rate of dash percent on Employees Provident Fund, that is EPF, correct, for this financial year 23. So how much increment have we seen? So earlier it was how much and now it is how much. So correct option becomes option 3, right? Earlier here the interest rate was 8.1% and now it has been increased to 8.15%, correct? And this scheme basically covers 6 crore subscribers and it has been recently been approved, and EPFO here stands for Employees Provident Fund Organization. Next, you have to tell us which of the following are correct with respect to 8th and 9th National Community Radio Awards that were presented by Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting Anurag Thakur in July 2023. So if we look at the option ABC, Radio Mindtree of Ambala, and they have won the thematic awards, that is the first prize for the Hope Jeene Ki Raah program. Remember, they won the thematic award for the first, or they won the first prize for the Hope Jeene Ki Raah program during this thematic awards, that is your Radio Mindtree, correct? Do take a note of these because they are important and question can be asked, and they are 4 to 5 here. So for Radio SD of Muzaffarnagar of UP, they have won the most innovative community engagement award for the Hizara, that is in between the programs. Third, Radio Hirakand of Sambalpur, Odisha won the Sustainability Model Award, followed by Vayalanga Vanoli of Madurai, Tamil Nadu. So option C is also correct here. Apart from this, remember, next is recently which state is aiming to become $1 trillion economy by 2028, or which state of India? It is Maharashtra. Right, Maharashtra is aiming to become $1 trillion economy by 2028, and India is projecting that they will become third, or India is projecting that we will become third largest economy in the world, correct, by 2027, and this is important. On top, USA, followed by China, and India on the third position. There was another report that suggested and that estimated that by the year 2070, we will become second largest GDP in the world, correct? And on the top will be China. Next thing, remember, to achieve the target of becoming third largest economy in the world by 2027, we need to achieve a growth rate of 6.3% every single year to have this data, correct? And another report also suggested that by the year 2047, India is aiming to become a developed nation, and for that they need to achieve 6.7% of GDP growth rate every year, every single year till 2047 to achieve the rate or achieve the title of a developed nation, because currently we are a developing nation. Next, recently which country has banned mobile phones from their classroom? It is your Netherlands. and India they are already not allowed, but in some countries they were allowed, and from them Netherlands has recently banned these mobile phones from the classroom. Then third edition of the World Hindu Conference. Where was this held? It was held in Bangkok. Third World Hindu Conference. Right? Then a corporate operating system by the name Open Clean. This Open Claim is the name of the operating system, and it was launched by which country? It was launched by China. Correct? Open Claim. And in last, tell me if I ask you, which state has topped among the bigger states in the grievance redressal index? In this grievance redressal index, in the top states, it is UP that has secured the top position, and if we are considering small states also, then it is Sikkim that has topped this. Correct? Next is, which country's bank recently joined the International Committee on Credit Reporting, a permanent structure of the World Bank? So recently World Bank has approved Bank of Israel to join this ICCR. Correct? This is International Committee on Credit Reporting. Correct? And it was created in 2009. World Bank and BIS, that is your Bank for International Statement, they together created this ICCR in 2009, and recently World Bank has approved Bank of Israel to be a part of ICCR. Next, Dash Bank has topped the list of public sector banks with the highest lending of 187,813 crore rupees in fiscal year 23 to corporations and public sector undertakings of states and union territories for the fifth consecutive time. It is Canara Bank. Correct? Canara Bank, they have topped the list, and this is for the fifth consecutive time. Correct? And this is for lending to corporations and public sectors. Correct? So what was the amount that was lent by them? It was 187,813, that is 187,803 crore rupees. Correct? This accounts for 45% of all the total lendings in the PSBs in this financial year. Next, then which is the state that has topped in the credit rating, or the not credit rating, which state has topped here for maximum loan or for highest lending? It is Tamil Nadu. It is followed by UP on the second position now. Correct? And if we talk about the loans taken by Tamil Nadu state, it accounts for 7.45 lakh crore rupees, and for UP that is on second position now, it is 7.1 lakh crore rupees. Right? This is the debt amount for these states. Next is your IMF, International Monetary Fund, in July 2023 World Economic Outlook Report. So we can say that IMF, they released World Economic Outlook Report, and in that they projected the growth of India, or the GDP growth rate of India. What was it for the fiscal year or for the year 2023? India will be growing by 6.1% according to IMF in their World Economic Outlook Report in the year 2023. Right? Next thing, remember earlier in the April they projected that India will be growing by 5.9%, and this is an increase of 0.2% here. Next, remember they projected that for the year 2024 India will be growing by 6.3%, and in 2022 India grew by 7.2%. So the right option here is option 2, 6.1%. Next, who has been recently given the additional charge of the post of Managing Director of National Agriculture Cooperative Marketing Federation of India, that is NAFED? He is Ritesh Chauhan. He is a 2005 batch IAS officer of Himachal Pradesh cadre, and he has been recently given the additional charge of the post of Managing Director of NAFED. Currently, he is serving as the Chief Executive Officer of Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Correct? Next, and he will be in this position for what is the tenure of his position? He will be in this position for 3 months. Next, name the Indian tennis player who recently won men's singles title of the Tampere Open 23 by defeating Dalibor Svirksina of Czech Republic. Dalibor, right? So Indian tennis player who he will be? He is Sumit Nagpal, right? He has won the Tampere Open, and he defeated Dalibor in the final of Czech Republic. of. And where was this temporary open held? The country first, it is Finland where this event was held. And this is related to which sport? It is related to tennis. If we talk about Sumit Nagpal, right, he won this men's single title. And apart from this, remember, he also won Garden Open in Rome, Italy. And next thing, remember, this event, Temporary Open, this was the 41st edition of the Temporary Open that was held from 17 to 23rd of July in Finland. Next, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, they have launched 3 technological initiatives that will be YesTech, Winds Portal and 8, that is Sahayak mobile application. So question asked here is that under which scheme they were launched, under which scheme, and RWBCIS, that is restructured weather based crop insurance scheme. What is this scheme? This is basically to provide insurance to the farmers that in the case of climate change, heavy rainfall, or be it anything related to climate, if their crops are destroyed, then they will be getting the insurance money for the same because of their loss, right? So according which these 3 initiatives were launched, it was under Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana and restructured weather based crop insurance scheme. This 3 technological event or initiatives were launched, right? And if we talk about this YesTech, what does this stands for? Yield estimation system, right? Yield estimation system. What is this Winds Portal? It is weather information network data system. I repeat, weather information network data system. And the third is your 8, that is Sahayak mobile application. And correct, the basic aim of these initiatives was to help the farmers, to provide them right weather data, to provide them with various insights that how can they increase their yield as well as their earning. Next is in July dash became the first Indian city to be a part of the World Cities Cultural Forum. So tell me, which is it? And it became the 41st city to do so and first Indian city to be a part of the World Cities Cultural or Culture Forum. It is Bangalore, Karnataka. What is the reason for this? Because here they want to preserve the culture of that particular city, because different cities has different type of people and the culture that they follow there is different. So in order to conserve the culture of Bangalore, here it became the first Indian city and 41st city in the world to join this forum. And currently this network has 40 cities and this will be your 41st. These include like New York, London, Paris, Tokyo and Dubai. Next, also remember here they will be sharing research and intelligence with each other. Various data will be shared to explore the role of culture in future prosperity. Next, which bank has recently launched SB NRE EVE Plus? That is NRE EVE Plus. This is a unique NR saving scheme, that is a unique NRI women saving scheme, and this was launched by recently which bank? It was launched by Federal Bank, and this was launched during an event that was held in Dubai, that was for the Nurses Day Out, right? This was event that was held during which in Dubai on 23rd of July, where this NR saving or NRE EVE Plus saving account was launched. Next, who has recently became the first or who has become India's 83rd chess grandmaster by earning his third GM norm in the 9th round of the Bale Chess Festival Master Tournament in Switzerland. Who he will be? Aditya S. Samant. He is 17 years of age, correct, and he became the grandmaster, that is 83rd grandmaster of India. Next question will be asked that in which state he is from, or he hails from which state? He is from Maharashtra. Next, in the third round of Foreign Office consultation between India and Lao People's Democratic Republic country, here 5 MOUs were signed for the implementation of 5 quick impact projects. And these quick impact projects include your education, health, infrastructure of IT sector, then water, sanitation and clean providing the clean water facility for drinking, correct? So in these 5 quick impact projects were signed between India and Laos People Democratic Republic. Next, which among the following are correct with respect to the framework for the Corporate Debt Market Development Fund as of July 2023? If we look at options, Option A, the security or the SEBI, they ruled out the framework for corporate debt market development fund, which aims to establish a backstop facility to purchase investment grade corporate debt securities. Option A is correct. Look at option B. Mutual funds will contribute 15 basic points of the specified debt asset under the AUM to CDMDF. So is it correct? So no, it is not 15 basis point. It is actually 25 basis point. That is 0.25% of the specified debt asset under management, and it will be to CDMDF. That is your corporate debt market development fund. So option B is wrong. C option. SEBI mandated all non-individual foreign portfolio investors to disclose their legal entity identifier code to improve the quality and accuracy of financial data systems for better risk management. So option C is also rightly mentioned here. Next, name the new term assurance plan that has recently launched by LIC of India to offer life cover with premium return. So this is your insurance plan, correct? And this is offering two things, that is your life insurance, that is life cover, as well as return is also provided here, correct? So basically we can say insurance plus your life insurance is also done, or your basically health insurance is also being provided here. So which is the plan? What is the name of it? It is Jeevan Kiran, right? It is a non-linked, non-participating individual saving and life insurance plan that offers a combination of protection and saving both. Moving on, according to SBI EcoApp Report, India is set to become the world's third largest economy by which year? As I mentioned earlier, it was by 2027 that according to this EcoApp report of SBI, India will become the third largest economy. Right? Currently, India is the fifth largest economy, and by year 2027 we will become the third largest economy here. And the report also suggests that India's GDP is expected to grow by more than 8% in the first quarter of financial year 2024, and it will be between 8.1 to 8.2%. Also by 2027, Maharashtra and UP, they are aiming to cross $500 billion mark. Even Maharashtra, I just mentioned, they are planning to become $1 trillion economy by 2028. So the right option here becomes option 1, 2027. Next, in which state the fourth edition of the Environment and Climate Sustainability Working Group and Environment and Climate Ministers meeting was held in July? So in which state was it held? It was held in Tamil Nadu, correct? The fourth edition of the Environment and Climate Sustainability Working Group meeting, it was held in Tamil Nadu. This was a 3-day long meeting. More than 300 delegates from G20 member countries and international organizations took part here. Apart from this, remember here G20 members also, and this is important, they adopted Chennai high level principles for a sustainable and resilient blue economy based theme, right? So it is important for them, and you have to remember this will be basically for circular ocean economy, right? Or resilient blue or ocean based economy. Next, which among the following are correct with respect to the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Gujarat and Rajasthan? If we look at the options ABC, option A, during the visit, Rajasthan's Prime Minister released the 10th installment of Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi scheme worth 10,000 crore rupees to more than 11.5 crore farmers. So is it correct? So no, it is not correct, because the right option here becomes it is the 12th installment of Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, and it was worth how much? It was worth 17,000 crore rupees, and this was provided to more than 8.5 crore farmers. So option A is wrongly mentioned. Option B, 5 medical colleges have been opened in Rajasthan. They were inaugurated in Chittorgarh, Dholpur, Sirohi, Sikar and Sri Ganganagar. Right, so option B is correct. C, PM Modi inaugurated Gujarat's first greenfield airport, that is Hirasar Greenfield International Airport in Hisar, Rajkot, Gujarat. So option C is also rightly mentioned. Next, which among the following are correct with respect to the step taken by Ministry of Finance as of July 2023? So option A, Union Minister of Finance Nirmala Sitharaman initiated the trading on limited purpose clearing corporation mechanism called AMC Repo Clearing Limited. So yes, correct. B, she also inaugurated the Corporate Debt Market Development Fund worth 33,000 crore rupees backstep facility for mutual funds. Correct. C, Union Minister launched a tri-party repo in corporate debt securities that offered through ARCL, a LPCC aimed at developing the underlying corporate market in the India. So option C is all these three options are correct here. Next, which country's Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, they recently signed an MOU with India's MEITY to share Indian stack. And what is this Indian stack? Basically, Indian stack comprises of Aadhaar card, e-sign, DigiLocker, UPI. So this is your Indian stack. To share this data with which countries? MICT, that is Ministry of Information and Communication Technology. Basically, why this is? Because India has catered largest population in the world with these technology, and so the same Papua New Guinea also want to taste this Indian stack, and they also want to provide similar kind of facilities and services to the people of their country. So option 2 is right here. Next, name the bank that recently included RBI in the list of scheduled banks under the Schedule 2 of RBI Act of 1934. It is NH Bank of South Korea, right? And they have been included into the list of the scheduled banks under the Schedule 2 of RBI Act of 1934. Remember, where is the headquarter of this bank? The headquarter of this bank is located in Seoul, South Korea, and this was established in 2012, and it is a commercial bank. Next, the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation Standing Committee on Economic Statistics will be replaced by a Standing Committee on Statistics to review the framework and result of surveys conducted for the National Statistical Office. So who has been appointed as the chairman of this new committee, that is SCOS, that is Standing Committee on Statistics? So who he will be? Pranab Sen. And remember, it was your Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation that has recently replaced the Standing Committee Committee on Economic Statistics, and they have replaced by whom? They were replaced by Standing Committee on Statistics, right? Simple, don't get confused. And who will be appointed as the chairman of the Standing Committee on Statistics? He will be Pranab Sen, right? And this SCOS, they have a total of 10 members. There are 4 non-official members, correct? And this panel can have up to a maximum of 16 members. Next, also remember, if we talk about Pranab Sen, he is the first chief statistician and the former chairman of the National Statistical Commission. Next, which among the following are correct with respect to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to France in July 2023? If we look at option A, he became the first Indian Prime Minister to be offered with the Grand Cross of the Legion of Honor Award, that is France's highest civilian and military honor. And this was presented to Prime Minister Narendra Modi by Emmanuel Macron, who is the President of France. So option A is rightly mentioned, and it is an important point that you need to remember. Option B, India and France, they together adopted a roadmap to set the course for the bilateral relationship of up to 2047, because in this we will be becoming a developing nation. So yes, option B is also correct here. Option C, Madgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited, they recently signed this MOU with Naval Group of France to collaborate in the field of surface ships that will cater to fulfill the requirement of India and international naval forces. So no, it is not. Option C is wrong here. It is not your Madgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. Actually, it is your GRSE, that is your Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers Limited. They signed this MOU with Naval Group of France. So option C is also correct. Next, which company recently commissioned India's first transnational power project to Bangladesh from ultra super critical thermal power plant in Godda, Jharkhand? So we are talking about India's first transnational power project, and this is to Bangladesh. What does this mean? This means that electricity generated at this power plant in Godda, Jharkhand, 100% of that electricity will be supplied to Bangladesh. Correct? And which company is developing this? It is being developed by Adani Group. Right? Next, which bank has recently announced its support for India's national green hydrogen mission with a substantial loan of up to 1 billion euro to boost green hydrogen and renewable energy projects in India? Which is it? It is your European Investment Bank, right? To increase or to help or to support national green hydrogen mission of India, a loan of 1 billion euro was approved, right? By whom? By European Investment Bank, that is EIB. Here, the aim is of EIB is to boost India's renewable energy ambition by supporting renewable energy generation, storage technologies, power transmission and distribution infrastructure. Next, tell me where did third edition of the G20 cultural group working meeting concluded? It concluded in Hampi, right? Research affiliate program. Research affiliate program. This was named Eklavya. And which university launched it? It was launched by National Law University. Operation Border Sword. This Operation Border Sword was held between which two countries? India and USA. Border Sword, remember this. Collect. Then India, along with which country, will be settling their transaction in rupees? Which is it? It is your India and Bangladesh. Correct? Here, India and Bangladesh, they will be settling their amount in Indian currency, that is rupees. Then Odisha government has approved the inclusion of which language in the 8th schedule? And we know these 8 schedule, they are related to language, correct? And recently it was your Kui language, and it was approved by Odisha government, right? Then recently IFSCA, they signed a climate policy initiative, right? And sorry, IFSCA and climate policy initiative, they together signed a memorandum of understanding, and this was basically for the sustainable financing and shifting towards your green energy, renewable sources of energy, and following your sustainable development goals. Next, also tell me Tamil Nadu's first flying training organization. Tamil Nadu's first flying training organization has been set up, right? And it is which edition of India? It is the 36th such flying training organization that was set up in Tamil Nadu.
Dash became the first European nation to join comprehensive and progressive agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership. So, which is it? Which country are we talking about? It is UK. They became the first European nation to join the comprehensive and progressive agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership. With this, remember, these countries together in this block will account to 12 trillion pounds of GDP. That accounts for $15.7 trillion of money, and it accounts for 15% of the global GDP, right? And this CPTPP includes Australia, Brunei, Canada, Chile, Japan, Malaysia, Mexico, New Zealand, Peru, Singapore, and Vietnam. Correct? And remember, it is your UK that became the first European nation. Apart from this, remember, Rishi Sunak, Prime Minister of UK, they have approved for the drilling and mining of various minerals and drilling for oil and natural gas even in the ocean and sea near it. Next, KV Oman Chandiji, former Chief Minister of Dash State, passed away. He was the former Chief Minister of Kerala who recently passed away at the age of 79 in Bangalore, Karnataka. He served twice, or he served 2 times as the Chief Minister. One was from 2004 till 2006, and second was from 2011 to 2016, right? And a total of 7 years. Next, according to Niti Aayog's Export Preparedness Index for 2022, states and union territory reports released in July 23, which state has topped the index with an overall score of 80.89. So remember here, it is your Tamil Nadu state that has topped in the Export Preparedness Index for 2022 report released by Niti Aayog, right? Then on second position after Tamil Nadu, it is Maharashtra, followed by Karnataka, then Gujarat on the third position. Next, then remember, if we talk about this export preparedness index, that is how much we are exporting and what is the overall preparedness for tackling large amount of data or small amount of data at a given time. So basically what kind of trade or export is being taken place. Overall, Tamil Nadu has topped here. Next, according to the article India at 100 published by RBI's Economic Research Department in July, India needs to achieve an average GDP growth rate of how much percent over the next 25 years to become a developed nation by 2047. So they need to achieve a 7.6%. Correct this data. Earlier I mentioned it was 6.7, but you need to correct it, it was 7.6%. For the next 25 years straight, every year you need to achieve 7.6% to become a developed nation by 2047, and that is a big data of 7.7, because you can understand it, because this year it is projected to be 6.1%, and earlier in 2022 it was 7.2% of data, still less than 7.6%, right? And to become a developed nation we need to achieve 22,000 US dollar per capita, that is an increase of 8.8 times of the current GDP per capita, that is 2,500 US dollars, right? Next, name the state government that recently signed an MOU with OneWeb to set up India's first private satellite network portal site. Which is the state? It is Gujarat. It will be on pilot project, and it will be in the two villages of Gujarat, that is India's first private satellite network portal site will be set up, and it will be along with OneWeb. This is also a company that provides satellite internet to remote areas, and it is similar to that of Starlink. Next, which bank recently launched Project Palash, an 8-month campaign to promote environmental sustainability? It is your Punjab National Bank, right? Punjab National Bank, they launched this Project Palash, right? This is an 8-month campaign to promote environmental sustainability. The goal of this initiative is to actively contribute to the conservation activities and adopt sustainable practices, and to promote active employee engagement in these areas. Then also remember, this was in line with the RBI's campaign, that is EASE 6.0. What is EASE? EASE is the Enhanced Access and Service Excellence. This was an initiative by the Department of Financial Services of the Government of India. Next, name the bank that recently crossed $100 billion valuation and emerged as the world's 7th largest lender. Which is it? It is your HDFC Bank. Correct? HDFC Bank, they have crossed the $100 billion market cap valuation, and the traded value at which it was traded, it is $152 billion. Correct? But coming back, it became the world's 7th largest bank, and they have crossed $100 billion MCAP. Correct? Next is, the central government implemented a key provision of the Competition Act of 2023 that vests the power of appointment of Directorate General in the Competition Commission of India from which ministry? This will take the power from Ministry of Corporate Affairs and give it to the Competition Commission of India for the appointment of Directorate General, correct, of investigation. Next, which country has recently signed a Memorandum of Cooperation with India for semiconductor supply chain partnership? It is your which country? It is Japan. Correct? They recently signed a Memorandum of Cooperation for semiconductor supply chain partnership for the government to government and industry to industry collaboration. This Memorandum of Cooperation will help India to become a global hub for the semiconductor industry. As you remember, recently, second edition of Semicon India was held, and where was this held? It was in Gujarat. And where was the first ever edition held? It was held in Bangalore, Karnataka. Next, Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying launched the first ever credit guarantee scheme under the Animal Husbandry Infrastructure Development Fund for livestock sector. Then remember, for operationalizing this scheme, DAHD has established a credit guarantee fund trust of how much amount? Of 750 crore rupees, which will provide a credit guarantee coverage of up to 25% of the credit facilities extended to the MSMEs by the eligible lending institution. So correct amount of fund that was set up here was of 750 crore rupees, and it was to strengthen the credit delivery system and ensure smooth access to the collateral free credit to MSMEs. Next, Dash became the first Arab country to be guaranteed observer status of the Asia Pacific Group on money laundering. So it is of money laundering. It is United Arab Emirates that became the first Arab nation. That is the first Arab nation to be guaranteed the observer status of Asia Pacific Group on money laundering. Apart from this, remember, it was Kazakhstan also that has joined this, and there are a total of 9 observers now, and a total of 41 active members here.
Then apart from this, remember recently, in order to increase the fire services in states, more than 5,000 crore rupees has been spent on these fire related services by government. Correct? Recently, IIT Madras, they will be setting up their campus in which country? So they will be setting up their campus in Tanzania, right? And for this, an MOU was signed by the government of India and government of by the government of India and government of Tanzania, correct, for setting up this IIT Madras campus in Tanzania. Next, India and Singapore, they will sign or they have signed an MOU to cooperate on public administration, right? If talked about public administration handling of various services, then for that an MOU was signed between India and Singapore. Then which state has overtaken Tamil Nadu to become the India's largest MFI market? It is Bihar. Next, if I ask you recently, gig workers in which state will be getting insurance cover of up to 4 lakh rupees? It will be in the state of Karnataka. Then Mo Jangal Jami Yojana. Mo Jangal Jami Yojana. This was launched by which state? I have mentioned multiple times, when there is Mo, consider it by Odisha state. Right? Then who became the chairman of the Research Advisory Committee of ICAR, Indian Council of Agriculture Research? So Neeraj Prabhakar. He became the chairman of the Research Advisory Committee of ICAR. Next, which two countries recently signed an MOU? And this was for electoral corporation. Electoral corporation. It is between India and which country? Panama. Correct. Then tell me, India's first Vedic park. India's first Vedic park or Vedic themed park. Where is it located? It is in Noida. Right? Film city is here. Recently, Jewar Airport is being built here. MotoGP event was held where? In Grano, that is your Greater Noida, correct? And next, if we talk about Amma Pokhari. Amma Pokhari. What is this Amma Pokhari? This was a scheme launched by the state of Odisha, and this Amma Pokhari is basically for the rejuvenation of various water bodies in the state of Odisha, right? Next, if I ask you, tell me, recently India Literacy House was held where? India Literacy House. Where was this held? This was held in Lucknow, right? And to be a tourist destination with a museum, correct? This India Literacy House. Next, name the organization that has recently introduced 6 new strategies under the environment, social and governance category. So which is it? Tell me. It is your SEBI, right? Securities and Exchange Board of India, the regulator of the securities market. They have recently introduced 6 new strategies under the environment, social and governance strategy, correct? These 6 subcategories of the ESG theme, they are namely inclusion, integration, best in class, positive screening, impact investing, sustainable objective and transition related investment. Apart from this, remember, SEBI has issued a mandate for these ESG schemes that require them to invest a minimum of 65% of their AUM, that is asset under management, in the listed entities that provide assurance on business responsibility and sustainability reporting core, correct? And currently it is 80% and it has been reduced to 65%. Next, which among the following are correct with respect to the Global Food Regulator Summit 2023 held in July? So among the option, if we look at the option A, for the first time India hosted the Global Food Regulator Summit in Gandhinagar, Gujarat, which was organized by FCI. So remember, first thing, this, it is correct, that is, it is for the first time India hosted it, and it was hosted, India has hosted this Global Food Regulator Summit, and it was hosted in not Gandhinagar, Gujarat, it was hosted in New Delhi, and it was organized by not FCI, but it was organized by FSSAI, right? FSSAI, that is your Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. Then remember Dr. Mansukh Mandviya, he inaugurated the Global Food Regulator Summit to create a global platform for regulators to exchange perspectives on strengthening food safety systems and regulatory framework across the value food chain. Right? Then apart from this, he also launched two initiatives here during this summit, and these initiatives include Foodocopia, right? It is a collection of food categorized monograph, and second is your Sangrah, that is your Sangrah, that is Safe Food for the Nations Global Food Regulatory Authority Handbook was launched during this summit. So what is this? It is a Global Food Regulatory Authorities Handbook, right? So option A is wrong here. Both option B and option C are correct here. And here is your Foodocopia that was launched. Next, which among the following are correct with respect to the cabinet approval in July 2023? If we look at the option A, the Union Cabinet has approved the amendments to the press and registers of periodic bills and the mediation bill, which were reworked to incorporate suggestions from a parliamentary panel. So yes, option A is correct. Option B, amendments to the mediation bill, including reducing the maximum timeline for completing mediation proceedings from 350 to 120 days. So yes, option B is wrong because it was from 360 to 180 days. Next, C, the press and registration of periodic bills 2023 will replace the press and registrations of books Act of 1867, which governs the registration of the print and publishing industry in India. So yes, option C is right here. So both A and C are correct here. Next, in July, Indian Banks Association formed a dash member working group for the implementation of recommendations from the Reserve Bank of India's Committee on the Working of Asset Reconstruction Companies. So remember, recently Indian Bank Association, that is IBA, they formed a 5-member working group committee, and it is for the implementation of the recommendations from RBI's Committee on the Working of Asset Reconstruction Companies. So a 5-member committee was set up here, right? Next, in July, International Astronomical Union IAU named minor planets after dash India's first professional meteor astronomer and 3 other scientists, that is Ashok Kumar Verma, Kumar Venkatarami and Rutu Parekh. So remember, this was named after 4 total scientists. One is Ashwin Shekhar, and he is the India's first professional meteor astronomer. Correct? He, along with Ashok Kumar Verma, Kumar Venkatarami and Rutu Parekh. Correct? So option 4 is correct here. This honor was conferred at the Asteroids, Comets, Meteors, that is ACM conference of 2023 that was held in Arizona, USA. And remember, Ashwin Shekhar is the first professional meteor astronomer from India in modern times. Next, which company has recently signed a memorandum of understanding with Voyager Space to explore launch and deployment opportunities for small satellite orbited by SSLV and Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, that is PSLV. So it is your NSIL, that is New India Space Limited. This is the commercial arm of ISRO, correct? And they have recently signed a memorandum of understanding with Voyager Space, correct? And it is to explore the various technology in India, that is small satellite launch vehicle, or various possibilities of various opportunities in the sector using this SSLV, small satellite launch vehicle, and Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, that is your PSLV. Correct? Next, which among the following are correct with respect to performing grade index 2.0 for 21-22? If we talk about states and union territories here, right? This was released by the Department of School Education and Literacy, that comes under Ministry of Education, in July. If we look at the options here, A, none of the states has attained the highest grade, that is the Daksh, right? So none of them achieved this Daksh title. So option A is correct here. B, Punjab and Delhi have attained grade Parchestha 2, and Andhra Pradesh and Himachal Pradesh and Telangana, they have attained grade Parchestha 3. So you know that is wrong here. If we look at the correct option, Parchestha 2 was attained by Punjab and Chandigarh. Correct? It was achieved by Punjab and Chandigarh. And if we talk about Parchestha 3, it was achieved by Gujarat, Kerala, Maharashtra, Delhi, Pondicherry and Tamil Nadu. Correct? Then remember, coming back, option B is wrongly mentioned here, and option 3, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Mizoram has attained Akanshi 3, that is the lowest grade in this PGI 2 index, right? So Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya and Mizoram, they have attained the lowest grade, that is Akanshi 3. And which state achieved the highest grade, that is Daksh, that is no state has achieved this highest grade. And if we talk about grade 2, that is grade 2, so it was your Prachestha, it was achieved by Punjab and Chandigarh, correct? And Prachestha 3, that is the third grade, it was achieved by 3 states and union territories. Next, name the life insurance company that recently won the Insurance Innovation Award 2023 for the Asia Pacific region at the World's Digital Insurance Awards. So which is it? It is your Bajaj Alliance Life Insurance, correct? This is the life insurance company. They have won this Insurance Innovation Award 2023 for the Asia Pacific region at the World Digital Insurance Award, correct? Here remember, Bajaj Alliance Life Insurance, they developed a customer bot to serve or to self-serve and resolve the queries, correct? That is a bot, that means it will be helping as a customer care and it will be solving all the queries and questions asked to it. Next, name the Indian badminton player who recently won the men's single finals at the Badminton World Federation Yonex Canada Open 2023, right? So who has won it? He is Lakshya Sen, right? Indian badminton player Lakshya Sen has won the men's singles final at the Badminton World Federation Yonex Canada Open 2023. This was held in Calgary. Where is Calgary? It is in Canada, right? And here remember, in men's category, who has won it? It was won by Lakshya Sen. And if we talk about women's category, remember, our Indian badminton player PV Sindhu lost in the semi-finals, and Akane Yamaguchi of Japan has won the women's single title here. Next, name the company that recently signed a contract with the Ministry of Defence for procurement of 2 Dornier aircraft for Indian Coast Guard. So it is your Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, HAL, right? They signed a contract with Ministry of Defence and it was for the procurement of 2 Dornier aircraft and it will be delivered to Indian Coast Guard. The overall cost here is 458.87 crore rupees, that is associated with the engineering support package. This aircraft will be procured under the Buy India category in New Delhi, correct? And remember, the Dornier aircraft are being indigenously manufactured by which organization? By Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. That means they comes under Make in India initiative, and where they will be developed? They will be developed in Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. Next, United Nations International Maritime Organization IMO, they adopted 2023 IMO strategy to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from the international shipping close to dash. Remember, they are saying that United Nations IMO, they are saying that according to their strategies and whatever their plan they are making, that by the year 2050 they want to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions that are caused by your shipping industry or your marine sector, right? Because of the ships and your all the transport ships, your fishing industry, all the pollution they are creating. So they aims to achieve net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. If we talk about India, their target is to become carbon neutral by 2070. Next, RBI, they issued a draft circular arrangements with card network for issue of debit, credit and prepaid cards that empowers the debit, credit and prepaid card users in India with card network portability with effect from which date? So remember, as you used to port your SIM cards from one operator to another, say from Jio to Airtel or from Airtel to Jio, vice versa, correct? Similarly, now you will be able to port your card prepaid card operators. For example, you can if you are having a Visa card, you can convert it into, or you can port it into MasterCard. A MasterCard person having a MasterCard, he can port into Visa or vice versa, correct? So remember this. Similarly, in Rupee also you will be able to convert these cards and vice versa. So since when this process will be starting? It will be from 1st of October that this process will be starting, right? This means the users can port their network just like one can port their mobile service providers. Next, According to United Nations Development Fund and Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative, Global Multidimensional Poverty Index released in July, a total of dash people moved out of poverty in India within just 15 years. So remember, according to this UNDP and Oxford Poverty Human Development Index, and they released this Global Multidimensional Poverty Index. Correct? I repeat, don't get confused. It is UNDP and OPHI, that is Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative. They have launched this Global Multidimensional Poverty Index, and in this report was released that in just 15 years, India really, has seen a reduction in poverty of more than 415 million people. Correct? In just 15 years. And the state that saw the maximum decrease in poverty is your Bihar, followed by UP. Correct? Next. Which of the following bank recently contributed $27 billion for India's green growth during the international conference on green hydrogen? So, which is it? Which of the following banks has contributed here? It is your World Bank, European Investment Bank and Asian Development Bank. All the three banks, they contributed $27 billion for India's green growth during the international conference on green hydrogen. Correct? Remember here, World Bank, they will be contributing $1.5 billion. European Investment Bank, they will be contributing 1 billion euro, and your Asian Development Bank, they will be contributed 20 to 25 billion dollar over the next 5 years. Next, which among the following are correct with respect to step taken by Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center in July 2023? Option A. InSpace has issued an expression of interest for the first of its kind transfer of technology of small satellite launch vehicle to the Indian private space firm. So yes, option A is correct. Next, InSpace and ISRO's Human Space Flight Center, they signed this MOU with Lockheed Martin Corporation to explore opportunities for the utilization of Chandrayaan-3 crewed spacecraft to service Starlab space station. Is it option B correct? No. So remember, it is not correct, because this InSpace and ISRO, it was not actually InSpace and ISRO. It was your it was your InSpace and ISRO, but it was not with your Lockheed Martin Corporation. Actually, it was with Voyager Space, right? With Voyager Space, they signed this MOU to explore various opportunities for the utilization of Chandrayaan-3 crewed spacecraft to service the Starlab space station. Then B is wrong. Option C, this MOU was signed during the 4th edition of the Space Economy Leaders Meeting in Bangalore, Karnataka, under the theme Towards a New Space Era, that is Economy, Responsibility and Alliance. So option C is also correct here. Next, which among the following points are correct with respect to the 50th meeting of the Goods and Service Tax Council held in New Delhi? If we look at the option A, the GST snack pellets and the semi-furnished ingredients that is used to manufacture these snackling product, it decreased to 12% from earlier of 28%. So though it has been decreased to just 5%, that was earlier 18%. Correct? Then remember, this was the 50th meeting of it. Correct? And next, option A is wrong. Option B, GST exemption on satellite launch services supplied by ISRO Antriksh Corporation Limited and New Space India Limited. So is it correct? So remember, yes, option B is correctly mentioned here. C, a uniform tax rate of 28% will be applied to casino, horse racing and online gaming. So yes, option C is also rightly mentioned here. Correct? Next, the Minister of Communication Ashwini Vaishnav inaugurated the curtain raiser of Dash edition of India Mobile Congress in New Delhi. So remember, Minister of Communication Ashwini Vaishnav, he inaugurated the curtain raiser of 7th edition of the India Mobile Congress in New Delhi. Correct? The concept of partner countries and virtual exhibition will be introduced in this particular event. Next, which among the following is correct with respect to the Times Higher Education Young University ranking released in July 2023? So remember here, Mahatma Gandhi University of Kerala has emerged as the top among the Indian universities and secured 77th rank globally. Is it correct? So yes, option A is correctly mentioned here. We are talking about THE University rankings, THE Young University rankings for 2023. Option B, Nanyang Technology University of Singapore has topped the list of 2023, followed by Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. So option B is also correctly mentioned here. If we look at option C, Lovely Professional University of Punjab placed in the world rank band of 301 to 350 in the list among other universities created since 1973 and has also surpassed IIT Guwahati and Jammu as well as IIT Indore. So remember this rank of LPU Punjab, that is Lovely Professional University of Punjab, has been ranked not in the band of 301 to 350 but actually in the band of 251 to 300. Correct? And here IIT Guwahati and IIT Bhubaneswar, they were placed in the rank of 301 to 350, whereas IIT Mandi, it was placed in the rank of 351 to 400 band. This is just the data that you should definitely remember. Correct? So coming back, it was Mahatma Gandhi University of Kerala that has emerged as the top among the Indian universities and secured 77 rank globally. Next, according to the UN 2023 UN AIDS Global AIDS Update, the path that ends AIDS, it was released by Joint United Nations Program on HIV/AIDS in July. The world can end AIDS by dash year. So according to this report, it suggested that the world can end AIDS by 2030. It is just that the politics need to focus on the right steps and the right political leadership should be there. They should follow science. They should tackle the inequalities, ensuring the sustainable funding in this sector. And definitely by the year 2030, we can see a reduction and we can eliminate AIDS from the world. Next, which among the following are correct with respect to the steps taken by Securities and Exchange Board of India in July 2023? Option A, SEBI has mandated all the entities providing the ESG rating services to Indian entities to get a certification from it within 6 months with effect from 3rd of July 2023. Absolutely right. Second, SEBI also tightened the disclosure norms for listed companies with strict timelines and has introduced a criteria for determining the materiality of events with effect from 15th of July. Absolutely right. C. Disclosure timeline for the important events or information such as acquisitions, scheme of arrangement, share consolidation and securities buyback has been reduced from 24 months to just 12 months. So it's yes, option C is also right. Next, in July, Dash became the first bank in India to offer interoperability between the central banking digital currency and UPI. So, which is it? It is your HDFC Bank, right? It became the first bank in India to offer interoperability between the CBDC, that is central bank digital currency, that is your e-rupee, that was launched by RBI in two segments, in your retail segment and wholesale segment. And coming back, HDFC Bank became the first bank in India to offer interoperability between CBDC and UPI. Next, remember HDFC Bank will enable digital rupee payment in several countries that include several cities that include Mumbai, Delhi, Chandigarh, Bhubaneswar, Bangalore, Ahmedabad, Guwahati and Gangtok. Next, which country has recently become the 51st nation to agree to the Treaty of Amity and Cooperation in the Southeast Asia with the Association of Southeast Asian Nations? Which is it? Tell me. It is Saudi Arabia, correct? It became the 51st nation to agree to the Treaty of Amity and Cooperation. This Treaty of Amity and Cooperation, it is basically, remember, it is a peace treaty, right? It was signed by the Asian nations in 1976 in order to respect the interstate interactions and to respect for the sovereignty, territorial integrity and national identity of different nation. And recently it is Saudi Arabia that has become the 51st member to sign this TAC treaty, that is Treaty of Amity and Cooperation. Correct? Next, according to export data released by the Government of India for fiscal year 23 that was released in June, which state has become India's lending export of electronic goods in fiscal year 23 with export worth of $5.37 billion? Which is it? It is your Tamil Nadu, correct? Tamil Nadu exported electronic goods worth 5.37 billion rupees. Correct? Oh, sorry, $5.37 billion. Correct? In the fiscal year 23. It has replaced which state? Earlier, remember, it was UP on the top position, but now Tamil Nadu has secured the top position and UP is on the second position now. with a export of $4.9 billion. Next question. Name the life insurance company that recently introduced industry's first digital payments via WhatsApp and UPI. It is Tata AIA Life Insurance. I repeat, this arm is backed by Tata Group, right? And they have introduced the first of its kind feature in the insurance industry by enabling digital payments through WhatsApp and UPI. Even WhatsApp, if you know friends, now WhatsApp launched a screen share feature using a video call. Correct? Coming back, this new feature will allow both tech savvy as well as both non-tech savvy consumers. They can easily pay their premiums digitally and receive quick confirmations and acknowledgement. So Tata AIA Life Insurance is the correct option. Next, name the personality who has been recently honored with India Global Forum United Kingdom Special Awards, that is Global Indian Icon of the Year Award at the 5th Annual UK India Awards. So who was honored here? Mary Com. Remember, she is the personality who was honored with the Indian Global Forum UK Special Award, that is Global Indian Icon of the Year Award. This was during the 5th Annual UK India Awards for 2023. Right? She received the award from the Indian High Commissioner to the UK, Vikram Doraiswamy, and she shared her remarkable 20 years of journey filled with dedication and commitment to the sport of boxing. So question can be asked that which sport athlete, or direct question that Mary Com, remember she is relating to boxing and everyone knows about it, right? Because she's so famous in India. Coming back, the event was organized by the Indian Global Forum and it was a part of UK India week that was held from 26th to 30th of June. So when was your UK India week held? It was from 23rd or 26th to 30th of June. Next is in June, the Ministry of Defence, they signed a contract with Madgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited for the medium rift with life certification of the Indian naval ship Dash. So remember, it is your Ministry of Defence. They signed this contract with Madgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited for the medium rift and life certification of the Indian naval ship Sankush. Correct? The cost of the overall contract is 2,725 crore rupees, and it is to the delivery of the submarine post MRLC will be in 2026. And what is this MRLC? That is medium rift with life certification. Correct? Under this, in simple terms, INS Sankush, this will go under a complete renovation, and with this certification in the year 2026, it will be provided to Indian Navy, and on this a total of 2,275 crore rupees will be spent. This submarine has a speed of 22 knots. Next question. The third unit of the Kakrapar Atomic Power Project, that is India's first indigenously developed 700 megawatt pressurized heavy water reactor, it has commenced its commercial operation. In which state? It has commenced the commercial operation in the state of Gujarat. Correct? And remember, 2 more sites will be starting their commercial operations soon here. Next, the 17th edition of the Global Peace Index. We are talking about Global Peace Index, right? It is for the year 2023 and it is the 17th edition of this index. This was released by IEP, that is your Institute for Economic and Peace. And here, what is the rank of India in this particular index? It is 126. And which is the country that secured the top position? It is Iceland. Correct? And remember, since the year 2008, Iceland is on the first position. Next, Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of India, launched National Sickle Cell Anemia Elimination Mission and has released the guidelines for the Sickle Cell Anemia Elimination Mission in Madhya Pradesh, and it was to eliminate anemia by 2047 from India. This anemia is caused due to the deficiency of which mineral or vitamin? It is caused due to the deficiency of iron, right? And we know iron is found in our hemoglobin, correct? And hemoglobin is a part of blood, so we can say due to the deficiency of iron in blood, we face anemia, correct? And recently, Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of India, they have launched this National Sickle Cell Anemia Elimination Mission under National Health Mission, and it was to eliminate anemia by 2047, correct? And where was this launched? It was launched in Madhya Pradesh. Here, Prime Minister also initiated the distribution of Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana cards to about 3.57 crore beneficiaries. So correct option here becomes option 3. Next, according to the report titled Trade in Service for Development Fostering Sustainable Growth and Economic Diversification, this was co-published by World Bank and World Trade Organization in July 2023. India has doubled their share of global commercial service export to 4.4% in 2022. That was 2% in the year dash. So it was 2% in the year 2005, and now we have doubled down our share of our global commercial service export to 4.4%. If we talk about China, in 2005 the share of China was 3%, and now in 2022 the share of China is close to 5.4% for the global commercial services, right? Next is, which among the following points are correct with respect to HDFC Bank Limited? If we look at the option A, remember all these three options are correct here. And if we look at some of the important points here, HDFC Limited and HDFC Bank, they have successfully obtained the final board approval, and now they have merged together, and now HDFC Bank has become the 7th largest bank in the world. Do remember this also. Correct. Next, Britain's King Charles III and Queen Camilla, they presented the prestigious Elephant Family Environmental Award to Indian conservationists at the 2023 Animal Ball, Lancaster House in London, UK. Right? This was the information. Now, Dash, the director of the Elephant Whisperers, and received the Tara Award, while the Real Elephant Collective Group was honored with the Dash Award. So, Kartiki Gonzalez, director of the Elephant Whisperers, has received the Tara Award, whereas the Real Elephant Collective TREC group, they received the Mark Shand Award, correct, during this event. So both of them you need to remember. This TREC, that is the Real Elephant Collective group, they work in the Nilgiri Hills, right, in Tamil Nadu. Next, so correct option here is option C. Next is, who has been recently named among the 2023 annual list of great immigrants? He will be Ajay Banga. He is the 14th president of World Bank. He was nominated by Joe Biden. Then remember, he became the first ever Indian American to lead the World Bank. Also, he was honored with Padma Shri in 2016 for his contribution in the field of trade and industry. And Ajay Banga, remember, he has been named among the annual list of great immigrants that honors the individual who strengthened the USA through their contribution. Next, and remember, he is the only Indian honoree from India in this list. Then next, which among the following are correct with respect to Startup 20 Shikhar Summit 2023? If we talk about Startup 20 Shikhar Summit, this Shikhar Summit was organized by Startup 20 Engagement Group. Correct, it was under India's G20 presidency. It was held from 3rd to 4th of July in Gurugram, Haryana. As I mentioned, it was a 2-day long summit. Correct, this will foster innovation, collaboration, knowledge sharing, and strategic alliance with global startup ecosystem. Next thing you need to remember here, that during the closing ceremony here, the Startup 20 torch was provided, or in simple terms, if I ask you which is the country that will be having the G20 presidency for 2024, it will be with Brazil, right? And a torch was handed to the same. Then next thing, remember, Startup 20 Communique 2023, this was adopted, and by agreeing on the creation and adoption of the definition framework for various startups that will have 5 components, that is equity type, age, size, scalability, and innovation. So remember, among these ABC, only option A and C are correctly mentioned here, right? And the torch was handed to Brazil because Brazil will be the having the presidency of G20 for 2024. So B is wrong. Next, which country has recently signed a Memorandum of Cooperation with India for the development of the Integrated Mast United Combined Radio Antenna NORA 50? It is Japan. Correct, I repeat, it is India and Japan. They signed this Memorandum of Cooperation for the development of Unicorn, and this is your what Unicorn stands for. It is a unique horn-shaped dome that houses the antenna for tactical data link that will be helping in enhancing the communication and enhancing the operational capabilities. Correct? and it was between India and Japan. Next, in July, Dash became the first bank to officially roll out Mahila Samman Savings Certificate 2023. It is our Bank of India. It became the first bank to officially roll out Mahila Samman Savings Certificate for 2023. This means that BOI, that is Bank of India, it is authorized to open accounts under Mahila Samman Savings Certificate. So far, only post offices were allowed to open account under this Mahila Samman Saving Certificate. Right, it is a one-time small savings scheme that is backed by central government and it is available for 2 years. Next, according to RBI provisional data in July, India's service export in May 2023 increased by 7.7% to $27.06 billion. So correct option here becomes option 4th. Right, here we see that we saw an increase in import of 2% to $15.5 billion. The government's initial estimate released in June indicated that the services exported amounted to $25.3 billion, correct, while the service import was of $13.53 billion. Correct. So RBI provisional data here, India's service export increased by 7.7% to $27.606 billion. And what was the expected earlier? It was 25.3, but we saw an increase of 7.7% to $27.606 billion. Next, who has been recently appointed as the new chairman of BCCI Senior Men Selection Committee? He will be Ajit Agarkar, right? He has been appointed as the chairman of the Senior Men Selection Committee by succeeding the previous chairman, who was Chetan Sharma. So this question can be asked that Ajit Agarkar will be replacing whom to be the new chairman of the BCCI Senior Men Selection Committee. So he will be replacing Chetan Sharma, right? And remember, he was recommended on the seniority basis according to the total number of the test matches played. Next, which company along with Optimus Logistics has recently developed India's first NAVIC based PNT, that is positioning, navigation and timing device? So this was developed by Elena Geo Systems, correct? Elena Geo System, this is a space technology company, and your Optimus Logics, they recently, these two companies, they are based off Bangalore, Karnataka. They have successfully developed India's first NAVIC based PNT, that is positioning, navigation, timing device, right? And that are driven by satellite communication. The first lot of the PNT device will be manufactured by Elena Geo Systems, correct? And this PNT device, it consists of 5G mobile phone and a NAVIC chip along with its adapter and a receiver to be able to communicate with the NAVIC satellite. So correct option here is Elena Geo Systems. Next, name the Indian Institute of Technology that recently developed India's first 100% DME fueled tractor for sustainable on and off road usage. It is IIT Kanpur. Important market, it is IIT Kanpur. They have developed India's first 100% DME. What is this DME? Dimethyl ether, correct? Dimethyl ether, correct? So remember, IIT Kanpur, they developed 100% first 100% dimethyl ether fueled tractor, correct? This will be helping into reduce pollution in the atmosphere. Also, this will be a good alternative for the diesel tractors that we are seeing in the market right now. And this research was supported by SERB, that is your Science and Research Engineering Board, along with Niti Aayog's methanol economy program. Next, Indian football team defeated Dash country's football team to win South Asia Football Federation Bangabandhu Championship for the 9th time. So first remember, it was Indian football team. They have won this Bangabandhu Championship for the 9th time, and India defeated Kuwait in the finals. Also remember, Indian football team, they are known by the name Blue Tigers, and they have won this South Asian Football Federation Bangabandhu Championship. Where was this held? Location. So this was held in Bangalore, Karnataka. It was from 21st of June to 4th of July. And here India, Kuwait, Nepal, Pakistan, Lebanon, Maldives, Bhutan and Bangladesh saw the participation. Next, which among the following are incorrect with respect to the draft of Digital Personal Data Protection Bill approved by Union Cabinet. So if we look at this, remember the bill aims to provide consent-based data collection techniques. The bill requires fiduciaries to maintain the accuracy of data and keep data secure, and also delete data once their purpose has been sent. And this is an important bill because in this generation we are seeing that data is a close to currency only, right? Because everything needs data to be fed, and with the launch of artificial intelligence, the data, it is fed to the artificial intelligence, then only this AI becomes trained. So coming back, if we look at the options, which among the following is incorrect? Option A, the bill requires data fiduciaries to maintain accuracy of data, keep data secure, and delete the data once their purpose has been met. Otherwise, a heavy penalty will be incurred on them. So option A is correct. Second, the bill empowers the Data Protection Board to levy a penalty of up to 450 crore to prevent the personal data breach. So it is not 450, actually 250 crore rupees to prevent the personal data breach. Next, option B is correct. C, failure to notify the board and affected data principals in the event of a personal data breach will be penalized up to 200 crore rupees. No, in this case, if you fail to notify the board, in that case, you will be fined 500 crore rupees. Correct? Oh, sorry, correct option. Option 2 is right here. Or option C is exactly right here because it is 200 crore only, right? So option A and C are correct. Only B is wrongly mentioned here. Next, Ministry of Home Affairs launched a scheme for the expansion of modernization of fire services in the states with an outlay of 5,000 crore rupees. Correct? I repeat, Ministry of Home Affairs, they have launched a scheme, that is scheme for the expansion and modernization of fire services in the state, and for that they have allocated a total outlay of 5,000 crore rupees. Out of this, 500 crore rupees will be kept for incentives for the states on the basis of their legal and infrastructure based reforms, right? Next, so correct option here is option 4th. Next, which organization has recently signed a memorandum of understanding with DGCA to enhance the cooperation in the areas of unmanned aircraft systems and innovative air mobility? Which is it? It is your European Union Aviation Safety Agency. Correct? So coming back, it is DGCA. They recently signed this MOU with European Union Aviation Safety Agency, and it is to enhance the cooperation in the areas of UAV, that is unmanned aerial vehicles. These can be your drones, right? And the innovative air mobility. This MOU will focus on the cooperation in the areas of development of certification standards, environmental standards, and related requirements for the certification and the use of these unmanned aircraft systems and innovative air mobility. Correct? Next, which among the following cooperative bank licenses have recently been cancelled by RBI? So RBI recently cancelled the license of two cooperative banks, that is Malkapur Urban Cooperative Bank Limited and Shrusti Soharda Shakara Bank Niyamita. So bank licenses of these two banks has been recently cancelled by RBI. What was the reason? These two cooperative banks ceased to carry on the banking business around under the section 5B read with section 56 of the Banking Regulation Act of 1949. Correct? And this was because of the liquidity crisis, and they were not able to follow the norms that are set by SEBI. Next, which among the following points are correct with respect to United Nations Convention or United Nations Conference on Trade and Development's World Investment Report? Here, investing in sustainable energy for all, released in July 2023. This is the name of the report, correct? That was released by UNCTAD's World Investment Report. And now question asked here is which among the following is correct here? Option A, foreign direct investment in Asia's developing countries remained unchanged at $662 billion. So yes, option A is correctly mentioned here. Second, India and Association of Southeast Asian Nations were the top recipients with an increase of 10% and 5% respectively. So yes, option 2, is it correctly mentioned here? Yes, option B is also correctly mentioned here. Then global flow of FDI declined by 10% to $1.3 trillion in 2022, and China has topped the list of the 20 host economies for FDI inflow for 2023. So remember, it is not China that has topped here, it was actually topped by United States of America, whereas China is on the second largest FDI recipient in the world that witnessed an increase of 5%. Correct? So, India and Association of Southeast Asian Nations were the top recipients with 10% increase and 5% increase respectively. Next, if I ask you in Dubai, which is the country that is giving the maximum foreign direct investment, and where is the maximum investment coming from in Dubai as of now? It is from India. This is also important. Next, AIFF announced the Dash as the AIFF Men's Footballer of the Year for the first time, while Manisha Kalyan was named as the AIFF Women Footballer of the Year for 2022 for the Dash time. So remember Lelianzula Changate. He has been named as the AIFF Men Footballer of the Year, whereas Manisha Kalyan has been named as the AIFF Women Footballer of the Year for the second consecutive time. And Lelianzu Zula Changate, he has been named the AIFF Men's Footballer of the Year for the first time, whereas Manisha Kalyan for the second. Next is, which state has launched Mo Jungle Jami Yojana, that is My Forest Land scheme, that is to provide all the rights under the Scheduled Tribes and Other Traditional Forest Dwellers 2006 Act. Right? So remember this Mo Jungle Jami Yojana, this was launched by which state? It was launched by Odisha state, and it is to provide the rights, or basically we can say to provide the forest rights to the scheduled tribes there, that they can use the resources of forest as per their wish, because they have been living there for a very long time. Next is, name the state or UT that recently launched India's first tele-mental health assistance and networking across state, that is Manas chatbot, to enhance the mental health support for the distressed people. So this Manas, this was launched in Jammu and Kashmir, right? And what does the Manas stands for? What is the full form here? That is mental health assistance and tele-networking across state. And remember, this is a chatbot that will be helping to enhance the mental state or mental health of people for the distressed people in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Next is your BIS. What does BIS stands for? Bureau of Indian Standard, right? BIS, they recently signed this MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with how many institutions for collaboration in standardization and conformity assessment? It is with 35 institutions. I repeat, BIS, they signed MOU with 35 institutions across India for the collaboration and conformity assessment. Right? The institution included prominent NITs, government and private engineering college across different states in India. But what is this MOU all about? The participating institutions here will associate with the technical committee of BIS to set up infrastructure that will be supporting your research and development in that area. I repeat, this MOU with BIS will promote infrastructure in those institutions, in those private institutions or your government institutions, where the main focus will be on research and development. Correct? Important, take a note of it. This MOU will enhance the standard formulation activities, and BIS, they will also explore setting up of a center of excellence for standardization in partnership with these 35 institutions, and they include both your private and public institutions. So correct option here becomes option A, 35. Correct? Next, who launched Bhartiya Vastra Evam Shilpa Kosh during National Handloom Day in Delhi? First thing, remember this Bhartiya Vastra Evam Shilpa Kosh. This was launched where? It was launched in New Delhi, and it was launched during the National Handloom Day. When do we observe this National Handloom Day? Remember that 7th of August is observed as National Handloom Day, and it was the 9th edition of this National Handloom Day that was celebrated at Pragati Maidan in New Delhi. And remember here, who launched this Bhartiya Vastra Evam Shilpa Kosh? It was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. If we talk about this is an online repository, and it is a one of its kind knowledge platform that will connect history, present status, and the future development of textile, clothing, and related crafts. I repeat, this Bhartiya Vastra Evam Shilpa Kosh, this is a one of its kind knowledge portal that will be connecting history, present, and future developments of textile, clothing, and craft sector. This will offer access to vast database of research papers, case studies, discussions, doctoral in these areas, serving as a comprehensive resource for information and on new development and current events like textile and craft. Correct? Remember this. Then another thing, remember here, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also inaugurated a special 3-day exhibition on handloom, handicraft, khadi products, etc. This will be benefiting your various cooperative societies, women self-help groups across India, right? And remember a movie, that is Khadi for Fashion. This was also recently launched. Correct? Next, what is the rank of India in leading exporters World Merchandise Trade Index 2022? So the rank of India here is 18 in this World Trade Statistical Review 2022, right? And this was released by WTO, World Trade Organization. In this, if we are talking about export, right, in leading exporters World Merchandise Trade Index, rank of India is 18. And if we are talking about imports, leading importers in your merchandise import or leading importers in World Merchandise Trade Index, what is the rank of India? It is 9th. Correct? China, USA and Germany, they are the top 3 exporters in the World Merchandise Trade respectively. China on top, second USA and third Germany. Correct? This we are talking about merchandise export. If we are talking about commercial services, for export, the rank of India is 7th, and for importers the rank of India is 9th. Here we are talking about the merchandise export, so do pay attention. China is on top, USA second, Germany third. In this world merchandise export, for exporters rank of India is 18, and for imports India rank is 9th. Right? If we talk about WTO, who released this data, WTO, who is the Director General here? Nkosi Okonjo-Iweala. Headquartered, it is in Geneva, Switzerland, and it was established on 1st of January 1995. India committed how much amount to Tuvalu's Clean Water Initiative in order to provide clean water in Tuvalu? All right, in Tuvalu, various projects has been started, right? And here India pledged $800,000. I correct, not 8, $700,000, correct, for the development of various clean water initiatives in Tuvalu. Next, which Indian naval ship participated in PASEX exercise? So remember, it is your INS Chennai, right? They participated in this PASEX exercise with Royal Saudi naval ship HMS Al Jubail. Next, Union Minister for Labour and Employment and Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Bhupendra Yadav, have launched a new feature for which portal, that is for unorganized workers. So remember, Bhupendra Yadav, he launched various new features for the eSharam portal. This eSharam portal is basically, it is for the unorganized sectors, and in order to provide various information, in order to help those laborers or those people who migrate from one state to another state in search of job with their family, this new feature will enable them to help those registered workers to connect with various employment opportunities, various pension schemes launched by the state government or by the central government, also with the digital skilling of the states under this eSharam portal. Correct? Question can also be asked in such a way that this eSharam portal is basically for organized or unorganized. So it is for unorganized sector or unorganized workers. Next, if I ask you, tell me, recently AI machine was installed to assess the food quality in the schools. In which state this AI machine were used or installed? It was in the state of Maharashtra. Right? Then National Technology Center was opened up where? It was opened in Chennai. National Technology Center. It was opened by whom? Sarbandana Sonowalji. Correct? Then which edition of Advantage Healthcare India 2023 was held? It was the 6th edition of the Advantage Healthcare India 2023 held. Where was this held? It was held in New Delhi. Then Kerala's first Vande Bharat Express was flagged off by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Where was the G20 Tourism Expo? I repeat, G20 Tourism Expo held. It was held in Jaipur and it was conducted by Ministry of Tourism. Right? Next, in which state or in which cities did we observe the Zero Shadow Day? Zero Shadow Day was observed in Bangalore as well as in Hyderabad. Right? Then Y20, that is your Youth 20 pre-summit meeting, was held under G20 where it was held in Ladakh. Correct? Next, in which state the Rapid Action Mobile BSL-3 Advanced Augmented Network, that is Ramban, India's and Asia's first mobile biosafety level 3 laboratory, was displayed at the G20 meeting in April 2023. So remember this Ramban. Where was this displayed? It was displayed at Goa, right? At the G20 Health Working Group meeting that was held in Goa. Important. And Ramban will play a major role in dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic that is going on. All right. Also, this is a technology that is equipped with a refrigerator that helps to store various vaccines or various medicines between minus 20 degrees Celsius to minus 80 degrees Celsius. Shrikant M. Bhandiwad took the charge as the new chairman of Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank. Correct? Option D, that is Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank. For this, who is the new chairman? Shrikant M. Bhandiwad. Right? He will succeed whom? Or the question can be asked that he will be replacing whom? Putaganti Gopakrishnan. Alright, Putaganti Gopakrishnan was the former chairperson of Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank from 2019 to 2023, and now it has been, who has been appointed as the new chairman now? Shrikant M. Bhandiwad. Next, which government agency or company recently collaborated with the Indian Navy and conducted a maiden flight trial of a sea-based endo-atmospheric ballistic missile defense interceptor off the coast of Odisha in the Bay of Bengal? I repeat, which government agency collaborated with the Indian Navy and conducted a maiden flight trial of a sea-based endo-atmospheric ballistic missile defense, that is BMD interceptor? First of all, remember where was this tested? It was tested in Bay of Bengal. Correct? It is your BMD interceptor. Now the question asked here is which government agency along with Indian Navy conducted it? It was your DRDO along with Indian Navy, that is your Defense Research and Development Organization. This test was done to enhance the India's deterrence capabilities against aerial intrusion and to engage and neutralize a hostile ballistic missile threat. Next, in which state the third phase of the 5T school transformation was launched? It was launched in the state of Odisha. Correct? Then tell me, Millets Experience Center. Millets Experience Center has been opened up recently. Where were they opened up? At Delhi Heart, and it was launched by Agriculture Minister. Then Namo Medical Education. Namo Medical Education and Research Institute. Where was this set up? Silvassa. Next, tell me if I ask you Operation Kaveri. Operation Kaveri. This Operation Kaveri was launched in order to bring Indians back to India from Sudan. Right? Similar operation was that Operation Ganga that was launched to bring Indians back to India from Ukraine. Right? Then a report was recently released that stated that India was the fourth largest military spender in the world. Right? In which year? In 2022 we are talking about. Correct? Then Australia. We know Australia is a part of Quad members. Who are all the part of Quad members? Australia, India, USA and Japan. These are your Quad countries, and they conduct an exercise that is Malabar exercise. And now in the month of May in 2024, that is next year, Australia will be hosting this Quad, third in-person Quad Summit. So friends, these are your important current affairs for the month of July. I hope the session was interesting. If you find the session to be interesting and important, do like the video and comment below and let us know what are your views for the same. So that's all for the day, friends. Thank you and have a nice day.
That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at AffairsCloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the of courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is AffairsCloud_official. In the end, friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number, that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.